So then the myth number 4 here is that, this is again another interesting one, is that you need kind of complex tools to systemize. Like you've got to have some kind of magical systemization kind of software and do this and do that and all that kind of stuff. Why is that a myth?
Complexity is actually the enemy of systemization.
Right, systemization is simplification.
Correct.
Right.
And at the best of times, systems and processes can have some level of friction, especially if it's not built into your culture. Like the culture of your company, which means if a team member can find an excuse not to do something, they'll come up with one. They'll find it. So you really need to make it as easy as possible. And there are 2 main, I suppose, software components I believe you should have in place, and you want to keep it simple. And really you only need those 2. You need something for project management, something to handle the who does what by when. And there are plenty of different platforms, and with either of these things, it doesn't matter what software you use as long as you've got something in place. You need a central place where communication goes through, so a team member or a project manager knows where to go to see where something is up to. So that could be Trello, Basecamp, Podio, Teamwork, PM, like there's literally hundreds of them. You just need a place where projects are stored, and it looks after the who does what by when. And the other simple software you need is something to house the how-to, which is the step-by-step how something is completed. And you need a repository for all of that knowledge. Where does that live? And you want to keep that separate from your project management software. So your project management software can reference a how-to document. So if a task gets assigned to a team member and they need to invoice a client, but they haven't invoiced that client before, or maybe they don't do this task very often because they're filling in for Jane who's gone away on holidays, there is still a system to show them how to do that particular task. I remember I did some work with an accountant, and very quickly we identified that a project management software was missing. Was needed, yeah. And in the accounting space, they've got one that's been tailored for that space called Carbon. So we took Carbon, installed it within the business as we're going through the Systemology process, and then we also coupled it with System Hub, and it has been an absolute game changer. Now they have a central location that they can jump in at any point in time to know where a client's project is up to and who is responsible for the next step. And a project manager can oversee it and assign out subtasks, and if the team member doesn't know how to do it or is gone away on holiday, there's an instruction that then explains how to do the step that they've been assigned. Do that in any business and you will change the game.
Simple.
I'm solving a very specific problem for a very specific person. You have target audience that is clear, you know what you're selling and who you're selling it to, and you now are at a point where this is kind of working. My dream is to free all business owners worldwide from the daily operations of running their business. Then once the business gets to a certain size, that's when it needs to be handed over to someone to grow it through to the next level. Something that I've really recognized, it's this systems component, and it's so important, and it is the answer, the secret to break through to that next stage.